It may be well over 15 years since dozens of Ghanaians were summarily executed by soldiers operating on former Yahya Jammeh's orders, but the issue continued to make focus both in the Gambia and in Ghana. The TRRC earlier this year heard how the 44 Ghanaians were killed.
In 2005, a jungle operation. Did you participate in an operation in 2005?
2005.
Yes, July 2005.
I did.
Can you tell us about it?
That was these Ghanaians who they said were mercenaries. Solo stops. We all come down. Sanamanjang, Malik Jada. We are standing a distance where the well was. You will bring the person up to the well. They will fire at him and he will fall into the well.
Before all that shooting, were you told what you were supposed to do?
Okay, when we arrived at the ground,
yes,
Solo said these people are mercenaries. The order from the head of state, the former president Yahya Jammeh, is they are all to be executed.
I shot at the victim.
You killed him?
Yes, sir. Saying, Jesus save us. Jesus help us. And this was being said constantly.
Civil society activists in Ghana on Tuesday held a press conference to discuss their campaign in bringing Jammeh to justice.
Who killed a first set of 8 migrants in Profut, who held the second group in detention in Banjul, and who took the group to the Gambian-Senegal border and killed all of us, with the exception of me standing here.
Martin Kiera, who is the only person who survived being killed after jumping off the car carrying them to the killing ground, has also named the likes of the current Minister of Interior, Yankuba Sonko, and URR Police Commissioner Ensa Baji.
Who escaped some of these Gambian officials will include current Minister of Interior, Yakunda Sanko, and current Gambian Police Commissioner in charge of crime management, Ensa Jesus Baji, who destroyed the diary log of the Barra police stations, which recorded the migrants' arrest, made a new log and backdated it, according to 2018 report by Human Rights Watch and Tra International. These officials also carried out a cover-up of unlawful killings of Ghanaians, other West African migrants before international investigation from the UN and ECOWAS arrived in the Gambia to investigate the unlawful killings. In addition to calling Gambian officials, we expect the TRRC to subpoena some officials at the United Nations and ECOWAS. These officials include Ambassador Curtis. He led the UN ECOWAS fact-finding team to investigate the killings in 2008. Second, Dr. Edin Chambers. Dr. Muhammad Edin Chambers. He was the executive secretary of ECOWAS when the massacre occurred in 2005, becoming the president of ECOWAS until 2009, and worked closely with the UN ECOWAS fact-finding lane, which preceded the fact-finding report, which we all have found from the testimonies of the 3 soldiers was a whitewash. Finally, we also expect the TRC to request for a copy of the UN and ECOWAS fact-finding report about the July 2005 massacre, which has never been made public.
Those leading the Jammeh to Justice campaign in Ghana are intent on seeing justice served.
I would like to give you a brief about Jammeh to Justice Ghana campaign for the benefit of those who have not been part of our event. This campaign broke about the killings of the Gambia in July 2005. The Advocacy, led by our founding patrons, Mr. Akoto Ampao, Professor Kwame Karikari, and Honorable Nana Oyebampo Addo, including civil society organizations led by the Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative, Media Foundation for West Africa. Their efforts led to bringing the national discussion. Similarly, His Excellency the former President John Agyekum Kufuor sent a high-powered delegation to the Gambia upon hearing about the unlawful killing of our citizens. Then Minister of Foreign Affairs, who is now our President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, led the Ghana delegation. The advocacy also benefited from the unrelenting efforts of His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama, from when he was the Member of Parliament for Boli and Bamboy and ranking member for the Foreign Affairs Committee, Vice President and also President of Ghana. In 2018, a coalition of civil society organizations made up of Africa Center for International Law and Accountability, ACILA, Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative, Amnesty International, Human Rights Advocacy Center, Cause Foundation, Media Foundation for West Africa, and led by the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, was formed to revive the campaign as new evidence by our international partners, Human Rights Watch and Trial International, alleged our fellow Ghanaians were unlawfully killed by Gambian paramilitary group on the orders of President Yahya Jammeh, who coincidentally had lost power and had fled into exile in Equatorial Guinea in January 2017. Since the launching of the campaign, the coalition has undertaken several activities, including engagement with key institutions such as the Ghana Police Service, Inspector General of Police, Ministry of Justice and Attorney General's Department, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Presidency, media, civil society organizations, and influential individuals, among others. Further investigations was also conducted, which led to the finding of other survivors of Ghanaians who suffered human rights abuses from Jammeh and his regime, and assisted the survivors and the victims' family to file affidavits before the Gambian Truth, Reconciliation, and Reparation Commission to help the TRC to hear the case of the migrants and possible reparation and justice to bring closure to the victims and their families. Despite the hard work and the support the coalition has given to the survivors and the victims, we are still behind our target of securing justice for the survivors and the victims' families.
The TRRC will in the coming days hear how the killings were carried out. Reporting for News Review, I am Mati Senghor.